Segment. Legacy projects of the current administration are envisaged to connect all geopolitical zones in the country for speedy economic development. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, speaking at a stakeholders engagement on the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, assured Nigerians that all encumbrances, especially compensation, will be addressed. Joel Popola reports.
It is the fifth in the series of enlarged stakeholders engagement on the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road, and top on the agenda is addressing grey areas to deepen mutual understanding and synergy. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, says the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway is progressing as planned, and Section 1 of the road will be ready for commissioning by May this year. The minister, while noting that another round of compensation will be paid in March, urged host communities to continue to collaborate with the government.
We have awarded Section 3A in Cross River, 3B in Akwa Ibom, and that's a total of 65 kilometers by 2. And by next week or upper week, we'll go there to officially have it flagged up for construction.
Traditional rulers from Lagos and Ogun states describe the engagement as fruitful as it has allayed their fears.
Most of our problems have been solved, especially the area of a realignment of Odiomi section.
There is a bridge coming from Ode, Omi, linked to Awodekura, linked to Waterside to J4. If that can be done with what they are doing right now, in fact, I will be the happiest man in the world.
The minister at the engagement instructed the Federal Controller of Works in charge of Lagos to open a secretariat where people with pending issues regarding the project can go register their complaints to bridge any communication gap. In Lagos, Joel Bukbola, NTA News.
In the same vein, the Federal Ministry of Works has affirmed commitment towards the provision of good rural road network, especially at the border areas. The minister, Senator Dave Umahi, gave the assurance in Yola while flagging off the construction of Jabi, Lamba, Sarau, and Malabo Federal Road, saying the project will improve the nation's economy and reduce rural-urban migration. Simon Asha has details.
The 85-kilometer Jabilamba, Malabo, Sarau, Belet Federal Road was first constructed in the 60s, and since then no repairs were carried out on the road despite its viability. The road, which connects Nigeria and Cameroon Republic, passes through communities who are engaged in crops and animal farming. Many attempts were made over the years to reconstruct the road by successive administration, proof abortive, hence the flagging off of the reconstruction of the road by the Minister of Works, Senator David Umahi, describing the project as a significant milestone of the Renewed Hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the people of Adamawa State. The minister, represented by the Adamawa State Controller, Federal Ministry of Works, Dimas Tuwai, said the project is a testament to President Tinubu's unwavering dedication to connecting communities across all the geopolitical zones of the country with a view to fostering economic growth and improve the quality of life of the citizens.
The reconstruction of this road will not only reduce travel time and improve road safety, but also improve socio-economic activities by creating jobs, stimulating growth in the communities along the project corridor.
As I fulfill one of my campaign promises, to see this road is completely rehabilitated, so that the dividend of democracy will be eventually distributed across Fufu and Assam. The sum of 20 billion naira has been allocated, and contractors are already on ground.
At the time of flag off, the project contractor has mobilized to site and work has commenced in earnest. In Yola, Simon Asha, NTA News.
And similarly, Minister of Works Dave Umahi has flagged off the Benin-Ekpoma-Auchi-Lokoja Road in Ekpoma, Edo State. The redesigned road, when completed, will help ease traffic on the popular East-West Road, which is an important economic corridor in the country. Jude Abugu completes the story.
The minister assures motorists that the road, when completed, will have a lifespan of over 50 years.
The second section is Bua, and that is 20 kilometers by 2. Only the Bua section is, dualized, because there's no way we would have done one carriageway. The other one would be a flood, of its own. So that's why we're taking that. And then the third one is CC, which is 54 kilometers. But the good story here is that we have decided to expand the route. We are now making each carriageway to be 3 lanes instead of 2. I want to say thank you to Mr. President. I want to say thank you to our father. I want to say thank you to the man who remembered our people for years back. If you want to visit Edo State, you have to go into fasting and prayers. And if somebody wants to visit Kogi State, in the same way.
The project is expected to be completed within 24 months. In Benin, Jude Abugu, NTA.
From road infrastructure, in a heartfelt gesture of solidarity, the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has stepped forward to support the families affected by the tragic Majia fuel tanker explosion in Jigawa State. The incident, which occurred 4 months ago, claimed over 200 lives and left countless families in despair. The First Lady, represented by the wife of the Jigawa State Governor, Hadiza Umar Namadi, distributed 25 million naira in financial aid and essential food items to 210 affected families. Correspondent Hawa Haliru reports.
Months after the devastating Majia fuel tanker explosion, the scars of the tragedy remain fresh for the families who lost loved ones. In a move to alleviate the pain, the First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has extended a lifeline of support, providing each family with 100,000 naira, a bag of rice and a carton of spaghetti. The wife of the Jigawa State Governor, Hajia Hadiza Umar Namadi, who facilitated the distribution, emphasized that the gesture is a symbol of love, compassion.
This act of compassion is a clear demonstration of her deep concern and motherly care for the people of Jigawa State, especially during this difficult time. We sincerely appreciate her for this thoughtful gesture. Her Excellency's unwavering commitment to supporting vulnerable communities across the country is commendable.
This act of kindness underscores the importance of collective support in times of tragedy. It is a reminder that even in the face of immense loss, the spirit of humanity and compassion can bring solace and hope to those who need it most. From Dutse, Hawa Halera Haruna, NTA News.
The Federal Road Safety Corps in Kano is advocating a stronger legislation that will provide stiffer penalties for road traffic violators. Kano State Sector Commander Umar Matazu made a case when he led officers of the command on an enlightenment campaign against the backdrop of recent auto crash that claimed dozens of lives in Kano. Aminu Umar reports.
The Buhari Interchange Bridge was last week in the news for not too pleasant reason. This followed an accident involving about 70 passengers loaded on a truck carrying livestock, which claimed 23 lives. As a step towards preventing reoccurrence, Federal Road Safety Corps in Kano is all out to sensitize the drivers on the dangers of their actions.
There has to be promulgation of strict laws. You understand? That will lead to probably imprisoned drivers that are even cited, not even arrested, cited with this kind of behavior. Because how can you carry passengers with animals in a vehicle that will amount to 71 passengers and a single RTC, you kill 20 and you go scot-free? That should not be allowed.
The campaign also received the nod of Nigerian Association of Road Transport Owners through a representative who added his voice to the call for safer driving. After this period of enlightenment, which the sector command will ceaselessly pursue, in collaboration with other partners, enforcement will also follow. In Kano, Aminu Umar, NTA News.
It is no longer news that the traditional job market is saturated, making it crucial to acquire skills that offer flexibility and promote work opportunities. To ensure this happens, NYSC, in partnership with a digital company, is creating a transformative learning experience that will not only develop digital expertise in youths, but also unlock career opportunities for economic growth and development. Olayinka Ojo reports.
Globally today, taking advantage of the digital space, which is the new oil in the 21st century, is the way to go, as attested by many. And a testament to this fact is what these sets of Youth Corps members will be cashing in on for the next 3 months. This is because digital revolution through skills acquisition provides endless opportunities and young Nigerians must not be left behind.
Digital space is really where everything is going. If you want to sell your goods now, a lot of people are doing numbers online.
The focus is to equip young Nigerians with practical, job-ready tech skills that will increase employability by bridging the digital skills gap and translate into creating a strong community of tech professionals.
1 year after training you, we come back to reach out to you. This training that you have gone through from us, how is your life then and your life now? Can you see any difference?
I hope after this program, I am going to be one who has benefited a lot, and I'm going to give back to Nigeria.
At the end of the training, it is expected that the digital divide gap and the creation of more opportunities for economic empowerment would have been bridged. Olain Kaujo, NTA News.
A 24-year-old Thai lady's attempt to smuggle 43 parcels of Canadian loud and other illegal substances into Nigeria through the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, has been forged by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. Sawa Khalil Ibrahim has details of this and other anti-narcotic activities during the week.
Who confessed to being a hired drug trafficker was arrested at the Lagos airport on Thursday, 20th February 2025, on arrival into the country from Thailand. She said the cartel, which recruited her, promised to pay her $3,000 upon successful delivery. Another bid by a different drug trafficking syndicate to ship 68 parcels of Ghanaian loud with a total weight of 42.2 kilograms concealed in crafted cartons to London through the export shed of the Lagos airport was also frustrated. Mastermind of the shipment has since been arrested. In Nasarawa State, NDLEA operatives on Saturday, 22nd February, arrested 2 suspects with 517 kilograms of skunk. With the same vigor, commands and formations of the agency across the country continue their war against drug abuse, water sensitization activities. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
Polls open in Germany in a crucial general election. M23 rebels pushed deeper into East Democratic Republic of Congo, just as UN urges Rwandan forces to leave. Details with Charles Alpha on Global Update.
The electorate tilts towards the older population, with 42% of voters aged 60 or above, while only 13% are under 30. Over 7 million eligible voters come from immigrant backgrounds, including more than 1 million German citizens of Turkish descent. The election comes 7 months ahead of schedule, following the collapse of Chancellor Olaf Scholz's three-party coalition in early November. In other news, the United Nations Security Council has condemned Rwanda for the first time on Friday over its backing for a rebel offensive against neighboring Democratic Republic of Congo, calling on Kigali to immediately withdraw its troops.
This resolution recalls the clear role of the Luanda and Nairobi processes with a view to reaching a sustainable political solution hinging on the complete withdrawal of Rwandan forces and the dismantling of the FDLR.
These actions underscore our intent to promote accountability for key officials who enable Rwanda's and M23's destabilizing activities and continued impunity for human rights abuses.
It also calls for Rwanda Defense Forces to cease support for the M23 and immediately withdraw from DRC territory without preconditions. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
And in sports, over 46 squash players exhibited skills at the first Kaduna Open Squash, with Oladipupo Olaude emerging top player for the male side and Charity Philibus as winner for the female side. Suraj Abdullahi reports.
First Kaduna Squash Tournament had participants from 12 states of the Federation converge to display a high level of skills and professionalism. The competition, which lasted for 3 days, thrilled the audience as the performance of the likes of Oladipopo and Charity were eye-catching. At the end, Oladipopo and Charity clinched the top players' trophies.
As a highly ranked player, I have a lot at stake. The point is very important to me, as well as showcasing my talent.
If you're coming for a tournament, just put it at the back of your mind that you're going to win.
Chairman Kaduna State Squash Association Sharif Balogun believed the tournament had opened opportunity to harness young talents in squash game that can make Nigeria proud.
This is a very interesting and fantastic event. We had skillful players from all over the country attending. We have over 46 players who have displayed and exhibited various skills. And this is what we want, and this is how to develop the game.
Squash proves to me today that they are one of the best organized sporting activities.
Squash is one of the thriving sports among young people in Nigeria, and some are set to embrace the game wholeheartedly. Suraj Abdullahi, NTA News.
And from the takeoff of the first Kaduna Open Squash Tournament, now to Bade Adeleye for other trending sports stories. Hello, Bade.
Hi, Ogo. Right straight, let's go to racing. As the Yola leg of the renewed Hope International Horse Racing Derby, known as the Sao Savannah Series, has ended with a grand finale at the late Lamido Aliyu Mustafa International Race Course in Yola, Adamawa State. The 4-day tournament featured various racing distances, with jockeys competing in President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's Cup, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar Cup, Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri Cup, and Lamido Muhammadu Aliyu Mustafa Cup, among others. The jockeys showcased their expertise and dexterity, navigating the tracks with precision and speed to emerge as winners in different categories.
This kind of events really creates what we called unity.
The icing of the cake is the fact that Sarkin Dawaki, who happens to be the national coordinator of the Horse Racing Federation of Nigeria, was specially honored by the Lamido with a sword.
You know, my contribution to the society through horse racing by formally conferring me with the status of a warrior in the Adamawa Kingdom.
Now to a bit of basketball, as Nigeria's senior men's basketball team, the Tigers, have capped their spectacular campaign at the AfroBasket qualifiers in Tripoli with a resounding 77-62 victory over Cape Verde to make it 3 consecutive wins and secure a place in the 2025 AfroBasket. This historic win marks the Tigers' first triumph over Cape Verde in their last 4 encounters, having previously suffered 4 consecutive losses. And to football now, Liverpool have opened an 11-point gap on top of the English Premier League table after a spectacular 2-0 win at Man City. City, who have been having a miserable campaign, will now battle for top place finish with 20 points behind league leaders Liverpool. Meanwhile, Newcastle United changed the dynamics of the top 4 race after securing victory in a 7-goal thriller against Nottingham Forest at St James's Park to move up to 5th on the log. The Magpies scored 4 goals in 11 minutes in the first half, but only to hang on to 4-3 win in second half with late Nottingham Forest charge. And straight from England now to Spain, where Luka Modric and Vinicius Jr. made the difference as Real Madrid defeated Girona 2-0 to throw the title race wide open. With this result, Barcelona topped the league on goal difference, while Atletico Madrid are just 1 point behind the top 2. Earlier, Athletic Bilbao had demolished Real Valladolid to consolidate on their top 4 hopes. That does it on sports. Let's now return to Ogo and, of course, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Bade, for the updates. Now, he served with unwavering courage, retired with honor, and departed this world with a legacy of duty, sacrifice, and steadfast devotion. Though he is gone, his value echoes in the hearts of those who follow. These were encomiums that resonated at the burial of the late Major General Christopher Jemitola, who was buried at the National Military Cemetery in Abuja. Defense correspondent Olajide Bello reports.
The journey started from the Foursquare Gospel Church, Abuja, with pews filled with friends, family and fellow soldiers, all gathered to bid farewell to a man whose life had been a testament to duty, faith and honor.
A man who, of course, you could give a task and then go to sleep.
The kind of senior officer that when you've infracted, you were not afraid to approach him.
So all I can do now is hold on to everything that he has taught me.
As the last words of prayer were spoken and the gun salute banged through the air, the soldier's legacy was sealed not in stone but in the hearts of those who had been touched by his life.
And he prepared me for the job and made my work very, very easy.
Very, very thorough. And it's true for excellence any day.
Late Major General Christopher Adewale Jemitola was born in 1961 in Edo State. He rose to the zenith of his career and served in different capacities, including Defense Attaché to Brasilia, aide-de-camp to President Olusegun Obasanjo, Corps Commander Signals, and Chief of Policy and Plans, Nigerian Army Headquarters. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
And as the news segment is back to Elizabeth, but after the break. Stay with us.
Now, in a world where adversity often seems insurmountable, 20-year-old Hanafi Awal Abdullahi stands as a beacon of hope and resilience, born with a disability that would test the resolve of even the strongest. He has refused to let his circumstances define him. With a determination that inspires, he has learned to adapt, overcome and thrive, using his hands to navigate the world. Despite the obstacles he faced, he never lost sight of his dreams. With an impressive record of 9 credits in his secondary school education, he is now eager to pursue his passion for computer science at the university level. But as a self-sufficient individual who has never resorted to begging, there's a new challenge, which is securing the financial support he needs to achieve his goals. Mukhtar Wowo brings us the inspiring story of this young man who embodies the very essence of courage, perseverance, and determination.
The fiscally challenged Hanafi Awal Abdullahi hails from Danzugu village in Kokobethi local government area of Kebbi State. He was brought to Niger State by his brother 10 years ago in search of Islamic education in the Al-Bishri area of Mina. Destiny made Hanafi Awal to cross paths with Zainab Musa, a petty trader in the area. Initially, their relationship was that of a trader and customer, even though she sometimes offered him free food. Over time, the relationship evolved and Zainab adopted and integrated him into her family. Hanafi's foster mother describes him as a very resourceful, skillful, and talented person who shows respect and regard for anyone who comes in contact with him. With the help of her husband, Zainab enrolled Hanafi into formal school, having shown interest.
After persistent persuasion, Hanafi's Islamic school teacher finally agreed we should enroll him in Western education. Fortunately, my husband and his brother stepped in to sponsor him, as many others who had earlier promised to help ultimately failed to.
The fiscally challenged Hanafi Awal Abdullahi shared his life journey, stating that he had never begged nor hoped for his daily bread, thanks to the support from Zainab's family. A trending video clip on social media, however, shows Hanafi hawking sachet water to earn a living in Abuja.
See how this young man is disabled, but he never allowed those things to weigh him down. He still put more effort to hustle for his daily bread.
It's one of my cousin brother who is living in Abuja again. After I graduate from SS3, when I get the holiday, then I say I want to go and stay with him. Then after I went there, that is one day I'm going out one guy, Sunday Brave, say he would do me a video. Then when we do the video, maybe you can get someone that can help me with either wheelchair or something that I can be working with. One man from Canada, Mr. Julie K, is one that sent money to him, said that he should buy me a wheelchair. Then he buy me the wheelchair.
It is worth noting that Hanafi Awal excelled in Sangaya primary and secondary schools, as attested to by his teachers and colleagues who are proud of his achievements.
Ending of year, the boy took first in his science subjects. And that time we are praising him that by the grace of God, he will be a doctor in future.
He was one of our best students for that is 2024 academic section. If he doesn't understand mathematics, you do follow me down to class and say, Auntie, please help me. This area, I don't know it.
Their testimonies are not surprising, given his impressive performance in NECO SSCE result, where he earned 9 credits, including mathematics and English language. While Hanafi's first-time mother emotionally appeals for more support to enable him to continue his education, Hanafi is also seeking assistance to pursue his dream of becoming a computer scientist in any reputable university.
If I get someone that can stand for me to go to university, I will like it.
Well, I would say amen to the prayer of that respondent. With so much zeal and positive vibes, you can be what you want to. He needs our love and support. This next report is an inspiring journey of a teenage prodigy from Maiduguri who has made a name for himself in architecture. His story is one of passion, dedication, and extraordinary talent, taking him from modest beginnings to international recognition. Despite his youth, he stands amongst industry professionals, making a lasting impact on the field. His achievements reflect the power of perseverance, creativity, and unyielding commitment to excellence, proving that age is no barrier to success. Tina Toro takes us through the remarkable rise of the young architect who has turned his hobby into a thriving career.
16-year-old Saleh Yerima Saleh, a native of Bade in Yobe State, discovered his love for art at a very young age, turning every piece of paper into a beautiful work of art. As he grew, his love for drawing strengthened, and with just a simple pencil and a piece of paper, he created amazing artworks, each marked by the intentionality behind his drawings.
House have been collapsing, the road have also had cracks on it, lots of things, and it has also washed out farmlands.
This creative journey led him to architecture, where he was captivated by the design of buildings around him, especially the royal palaces.
Being the best architect, not only being the best architect, but I also want to have my own farmland because I'm also interested in farming.
Supported by a father who believes that a child's talent should be nurtured to fruition, Saleh got his first assignment, which catapulted him to limelight. His idea becoming a spectacle at the recently held 5th Lake Chad Basin Governors Forum in Maiduguri.
If you observe the Show's Palace, you see the gates. You see it looks like there's pots out there, right? So I combined all these pots and all these gates that you can see. This gate, I just designed it to be a curve, semicircle. It's just like combining shapes. Nigeria, Chad, Niger, and Cameroon. This gate is just like a symbol of unity.
And when this opportunity came and the Secretary of the Lake Chad Basin reached out to me, I said, okay, let's also recreate something new, something innovative. And then I just say, okay, let me just give this young boy an opportunity. Since he draws a lot of things, I said, okay, Lake Chad Basin Governors Forum is taking place in Borno. It's going to be hosted by Yobe State, and I want you to come up with a design. It's just the confidence that you have in children that makes them to do things, and then they want to impress you anyway. And then I gave him like a background of what Lake Chad Governors Forum is all about, how many states, how many countries.
16-year-old Saleh an SS2 student of Dar es Salaam Islamic College of Sciences, Maiduguri, also designed his art gallery, built with the help of his father, who is his mentor and role model.
He's not only good in drawing, he's an experienced student in maths and physics as well, because I teach him maths and physics. And I always encourage him to be the best version of himself.
Saleh Rima Saleh is a man of many talents, as he shared with us his love for agriculture, taking us round to the fish farm, the banana plantation, and the poultry, demonstrating his bond with the birds. The saying, "Catch them young," captures perfectly the story of Saleh, whose father's approval and nurturing fuels his passion.
That's a real young man there. His goal-getting spirit should be emulated. Now, in a heartwarming tale of kindness and generosity, Governor Abiodun Oyebanji of Ekiti State has changed the life of an aged widow, Madam Modupe Ajayi, forever. Guess what he did? A gift of a brand new fully furnished 3-bedroom bungalow to Madam Modupe, whose former home was destroyed by a devastating flood, leaving her on the verge of homelessness. Olukemi Sani reports that the governor's wife, Dr. Olayemi Oyebanji, handed over the keys of the beautiful bungalow, symbolizing a new chapter of hope and comfort for the widow.
Old Madam Modupe Ajayi Alufoge, a roadside petty trader's house, was destroyed by heavy rainstorm in November last year, and she was almost becoming homeless. Moved by the condition of the woman, Ekiti State Governor Abiodun Oyebanji, through Abiyamo Esther Foundation, built and handed over a 3-bedroom bungalow to the woman.
8 rooms. The one flood came in and destroyed everything. We took Mama to hospital. We spent 4 months there because of this house. Mama now told Bao that Your Excellency is living in another people's house. She want to come and please come and build, if it is just a room, build it for me. I want to spend Christmas and New Year. Everybody was surprised. December, she built the house, just only 3 months. She furnished the house, she did everything. When Bao is going or is passing, she will give our mother. We really thank Bao.
While handing over the keys of the house to the woman, Governor Oyebanji, who was represented by his wife, Dr. Olayemi Oyebanji, described the gesture as part of his administration's commitment to improve the welfare of vulnerable residents across the state in line with his shared prosperity agenda. He congratulated Mama Ajayi for her new house and promised to continue to create a society where everyone will have sense of belonging in Ekiti State.
This home represents the care and support that this government has for you. It is a reminder that your welfare and well-being matter deeply to us. Mama Ajayi, this home will bring you comfort and the strength to continue living your life with peace and joy.
The new house owner, full of excitement, expressed gratitude to the governor for the life-changing gesture, describing it as a miracle.
We don't even know that we can have a leader that can think to that level to see a poor widow, someone that doesn't even have hope at all, to put smile on the face of the hopeless. It's a wonderful thing.
The residents of the community also hailed the governor for the developmental project he had done in the area.
Well, Mama can now sleep well. Thank you, Governor Abiodun. You know, you might not donate a house to that widow you know. You could just pick up a bill, and this would truly go a long way. Thank you once again, Governor Abiodun. Now, this next report is about 78-year-old Mama Ruth Olowe, the matriarch behind Akura's most iconic pounded yam joint for nearly 5 decades. A humble canteen has been a staple in the Ondo State capital, serving up steaming plates of pounded yam that have captured the hearts and taste buds of locals and visitors alike. What's the secret of Mama Ruth's enduring success? Toyin Battery paid a visit to her canteen to uncover the story behind her remarkable legacy and how she's managed to adapt to changing times while remaining true to her passion for cooking.
In the heart of Akure along the ever-busy Car Street is a canteen that stood the test of time called Ibile Pounded Yam Joint. Here, 78-year-old Mrs. Ruth Olowe has been serving steaming plates of pounded yam for nearly 5 decades with faithful lovers of traditional delicacies. Her journey began in 1976 at her father's house when she was just 30 years old, inspired by her mother's exceptional cooking skills. What started as a small family venture has since grown into a sought-after eatery known for its signature pounded yam, alongside eba, paired with rich soups and a variety of proteins.
The pounded yam business is a family thing. My father's siblings were the one who started it, and afterwards they taught my mother. And thereafter, myself and my siblings too were born into the business. We don't peel the back of the yam because we learnt the nutrients inside it is beneficial to the body. I have been working with Mama for the past 12 years. Mama is a good cook. She does not use leftover soup as well as rotten cooking ingredients. We usually get here by 5 o'clock in the morning.
From traders to professionals, Ibile Pounded Yam Joint welcomes a diverse clientele who eagerly gather as early as 7 in the morning, Monday through Saturday, to indulge in the well-loved meal.
But when something is natural, plus it's not like, exactly chicken I'm eating now, it's life.
I've been eating Mama food over 30 years now. She has improved. The settings have changed too. So everything is upgrading every day. And Mama, despite her age, and she blends towards it.
Mama
Olowe cooks like the olden days. She pounds her yam with mortar and pestle, and all these things are medicinal.
Despite the demands of running the business, Madame Olowe remains steadfast in her passion, though she reveals she plans to hand over the reins when she turns 80.
Now you know why some drivers deliberately take that route just to have a pounded yam. It's simple, and it means whatever you do, stay true to your passion. Now let's take some more messages. We'll be right back. Glad to know you're still there. In a world where flashy new cars are all the rage, one elderly man in Benin is bucking the trend with his trusty 40-year-old Peugeot 504 GR. This antique beauty still cruises the roads with ease, holding its own against slick, modern vehicles. But what does this say about the owner? A practical thrifter or a rebel who refuses to follow the crowd? Inform our Kafon covers their personality and lessons behind this remarkable man and his timeless ride.
The uniqueness of this antique Peugeot car is not just about the age, but that the original color, the interior and parts of the body are still maintained and intact, except for some little changes. The obviously excited owner, Felix Aigbohan, is 67 years old. He bought the car at the rate of 5,000 naira at the age of 27 years.
For maintenance, it is easier for me, and it can move, and the motor is very strong. It is very okay.
What?
The clutch, the brake, and the throttle cable, they are still okay.
You want to tell me that the engine of this motor is up to 40 years?
Yes. Really? Yeah, because the maintenance, I will change the oil every month. So I want to let the oil dirty. Want the oil filter, once I change, I'll just change everything once. So to renew the engine.
Some men love their car, take care of the car more than their family. Are you one of them?
But I take care of my car, but I still take care of my family. But because both of us are using the car. It's not
Is using it too?
Yes.
Despite quest for modern automobiles by Millennium and Gen Zs, his children are proud of him.
Easy to maintain and all sorts. Economical, in fair consumption, and the acceleration is okay. It can take you anywhere you want to go, where other cars can take you. Owing to the fact that it's a 4-plug engine and the V6 and V8 engine are faster, but where those ones can go, the Peugeot can go.
At times, I do drive the car when I'm around. It's fun driving it though, because everything is intact. I love Peugeot more than any other car. And I just love the Peugeot. He likes keeping it clean, mostly Sundays when it's going out.
He don't marry me before I buy that car. Since when I buy that car, anywhere when I go, they always carry me. The way when they take care of that car, as soon as I see they take care of me.
This took some individuals down memory lanes.
1977, my father bought the same car, the same model, the same type for 7,000 naira. I was small then, but I know that that's what my dad used in taking us to school. I'm glad. It's a big achievement for the man to be maintaining the car and for the car to still be on the road.
Yeah, if I've given this car, I would like to drive it, and there's a way I can pimp it to a way that it will look standard and more mature. Maybe if I do that, I'm taking the beauty of the car, because this is the real beauty of the car. It's a vintage car already. So we should keep this for further generation to see. Just leave it like this.
It is refreshing to take a step back and appreciate the beauty of these antique cars that hold lots of memories of an era. Little wonder they say the beauty of a lady is in the eyes of the beholder.
Of course it is. Well, don't try hitting that car. You will probably be going to fix yours. Well, there's another twist to it. In life, integrity, reliability, and trust matter. In a bold move to change Nigeria's technical and vocational education sector, over 500 dedicated instructors from the southwest and northwest regions embarked on a transformative journey. They gathered in Ibadan and Kaduna for rigorous trainings poised to reshape the future of Nigerian students. At the heart of this initiative lies a profound truth: the fate of future generations, which rests in the hands of well-trained educators. Minister of Education Dr. Olatunji Alausa underscored this conviction, emphasizing the pivotal roles teachers play in shaping young minds. Our correspondents in Ibadan and Kaduna witnessed the training programs impact firsthand, and they say it is a platform to thrive in a fiercely competitive global arena. Messi from Kebbi and Hussaini from Kano are amongst the teachers from technical and science colleges who attended the Northwest State's Technical College training for the 3 weeks on global literacy, pedagogy, and trade specifics.
Comprising building construction, carpentry and woodwork, welding and fabrication, electrical installations, and have I mentioned carpentry?
The Minister of Education, who was represented at the closing ceremony, said the federal government is paying attention to technical education and vocational training to bridge the gap between learning and skills acquisition.
As technological advancements reshape institutions, industry, and create new opportunities, there is need for skilled professionals who can innovate better paramount things happening.
It bridges the gap between theoretical knowledge and real-world applications, ensuring that our students are not just educated, but are also self-employed.
Participants described the initiative as a game changer capable of enhancing their teaching skills.
We're taught a lot of things, how to manage our classrooms. We're taught digital skill too. At least I have the knowledge of computer. I can operate computer. I can use my system now to set questions.
We learn a lot of things that when we go, it will not only help us in teaching and training to our children, that is our students, but rather it is now going to bring more opportunity for us to bring development in terms of skills acquisition.
Awards represented outstanding participants during the 3 weeks training. Same training held in Ibadan to meet the demand of the evolving workforce. The Minister of Education, who was represented by the Director, Technical and Science Education, stated that as technical advancements reshape industries and create new opportunities, the need for skilled professionals who can adopt and make impacts is key.
This training program is designed to enhance your skills, update your knowledge, equip you with the latest teaching methodologies in technical education. The goal is to ensure that you are well prepared to guide these students towards success in an ever-evolving job market.
Our teachers are capable, they are competent, but the moment the capacity building is lacking, you can't give what you don't have. And that's exactly what we are trying to emphasize.
Beneficiaries promised to utilize the knowledge gained.
Train us on how to get better, teach our students in a modernized way.
We were able to teach our students effectively on how to use the skill that we have been able to acquire here, not only in the classroom, but also on the field.
Products made by the participants were displayed, and teachers who distinguished themselves were recognized. Innovation, development, and effectiveness in the acquisition of skills is a pet project of the Federal Ministry of Education and World Bank to develop teachers to impact positively. When you learn a skill, you are equipped for life. Now, the Golden Initiative for All GIFA, a brainchild of the late First Lady of Akwa Ibom State, Patience Umoh-Eno, has marked its first anniversary. This milestone celebrates 1 year of positively impacting family lives across the state. Despite the sorrow surrounding the initiator's passing, a legacy lives on through her daughter, Mrs. Helen Eno Obareki, who has taken the reins as the First Lady Designate of Akwa Ibom State. Mrs. Obareki recently gathered stakeholders and dignitaries to commemorate GIFA's first anniversary, demonstrating her capacity to carry forward her mother's vision. Edidion Iba reports on the celebration and achievements of the initiative.
The celebration here is to mark the first anniversary of the Golden Initiative for All, GIFA, the pet project of the Office of the First Lady of Akwa Ibom State. It is an emotional one too, as this would have been the 58th birthday of the initiator and late First Lady Patience Umoh-Eno. First Lady Designate and daughter of the initiator Helen Eno Obareki counts gains of 1 year to include over 5,000 persons benefiting in the 8 thematic areas of GIFA.
The Golden Initiative for All GIFA, as we all know, embodies Her Excellency's vision and passion for uplifting the lives of women, children, the elderly, and the vulnerable populace of the state.
Akwa Ibom State Governor Umoh-Eno says GIFA embodies vision and well-being of women and the vulnerable in Akwa Ibom State.
You have so eloquently reeled of the achievement recorded in the last 1 year. It is evident, therefore, that you have ticked all of the boxes in all the thematic areas, and the impact that has been deeply felt too amongst our people.
Other stakeholders, including the United Nations Women Representative to Nigeria and ECOWAS, say the vision of empowering communities through women is a must for all, commending GIFA's strides in 1 year.
This represents a significant advancement towards increasing women's access to economic opportunities.
Impacts have been created, lives have been touched, touching the elderly, touching the young people, touching the less privileged.
In the education sector, she donated uniforms to students, renovated some school blocks.
So GIFA has achieved much more than our expectations in 1 year.
GIFA is here to stay.
The sky is the limit.
Cutting of cake, laying a foundation for the initiative's secretariat, and various presentations spiced the 1 year anniversary celebration.
Congratulations.
Even in death, Pastor Patience Umoino is still empowering and enhancing family lives through JIFA.
Thank you, Edidion. Now let's talk love. It was a union born from a chance encounter, a romance that blossomed from a single glance. Larry Ekwenife, son of Senator Uche Ekwenife, was smitten with the beauty, Jessica Ejiego, and the rest, as they say, is history. Annie Daniels was on hand to capture the magic of their special day as Jessica and Larry tied the knots in a stunning ceremony in Asokoro, Abuja.
The holy matrimony between Larry Chidebele Ekwenife and Jessica Eklemchukwu Ojiego took place at the Catholic Church of Assumption, Asokoro. The officiating priest and Catholic Bishop of Oka Diocese, Most Reverend Dr. Paulinus Ezokafo, in the homily advised Larry and Jessica to hinge their union on the Word of God and His ability to perfect all that concerns them. As expected, Jessica Eklemchukwu Ojiego and Larry Chidebele Ekwenife exchanged marital vows and rings.
Jessica Eklemchukwu Ojiego, take this ring. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
And afterwards, signed the dotted lines, where Jessica officially adopted Ekwenife as her official surname. Behold the newest couple in town.
Once I noticed her personality, I was like, what am I waiting for? I proposed immediately. Because trust me, to find a woman with this personality is very, very hard. So I'm very grateful to God for putting us together.
I'm in a field of dandelions, wishing on everyone that you be mine.
Understanding is the key thing in all marriages, and I pray for God's understanding in their lives. I pray for mercy.
State here tonight from different parts of the country.
And to the reception, a grand and glamorous affair. Not a surprise, though, telling by the groom's mother as a former senator and a trusted politician, Senator Uche Ekwenife, attracting people from all walks of life, including captains of industry, philanthropists, traditional rulers, politicians, relatives, and several others here, rejoicing with one of their own.
I'm happy that my son found a beautiful, intelligent, smart, God-fearing wife. All we can do for them is to wish them happy married life.
I pray they learn to trust each other, learn to forgive, and have fun while they're at it.
And it is our prayer that God will strengthen them to stay in love and in peace.
So if they hold God strong, their marriage life will be and the one that everyone out there will envy.
And understand that you can't get any third party involved when it comes to marriage.
And the wife is given to respect and submit to her husband, while the husband is given to love the wife.
It was an evening of endless fun, enjoyment and excitement.
When I found you, found my most intended prayer.
No doubt, this day will remain memorable in the minds of everyone present at this beautiful wedding ceremony between Larry Chidebele Ekwenife and Jessica Eklemchukwu Ekwenife.
Congratulations to the couple. May they experience bliss. Let's take some messages. We'll be right back. You're still watching Newsline on NTA. Knighthood in the Catholic Church is bestowed on the lay faithful who have distinguished themselves in the faith and are recognized by the Pope in the Vatican City. Former Executive Director Marketing, Nigerian Television Authority, Chief Grace Egbagbe, has been invested into the knighthood of St. Gregory the Great by the Catholic Bishop of Auchi Diocese. Victor Ojion Archer reports that it was at the 22nd anniversary of the canonical erection of the diocese.
Catholic faith is given to the laity to show appreciation to them for their contributions to the church as soldiers of Christ to continue to defend the faith. It is the highest honor for laity as approved by the Pope, who is the only one who confers the honor on those who he feels are qualified, as recommended by the diocese. Hence, at the 22nd anniversary of the Catholic Diocese of Auchi and the Episcopal ordination of the Bishop, many individuals were invested into various knighthood, such as the Knight of St. Gregory the Great and that of St. Sylvester the Pope, while Pope medals were also given to another set of people. Among those invested is a former executive director of NTA, Dame Grace Zemaye Egbagbe, who was invested as a member of the Knight of St. Gregory the Great for her outstanding contributions to the growth and development of the diocese. In her homily, Monsignor Benedict Etafo thanked God for the journey so far, as the 22 years of the diocese has witnessed tremendous growth.
We are reminded of the providential care of Jesus for this church to which we belong. The church that God himself protects it and takes care of it, nurtures it, guides it, and protects it.
The few people who are honored today, they are just representing the multitude who have been helping the diocese. They show a sign of faith in their work.
For Dame Grace Zemaye Egbagbe, it is a call to do more, as she thanked the Pope for the recognition.
I am deeply humbled and honored to receive this honor of the knighthood of St. Gregory the Great. This esteemed title embodies the value of compassion, service, and faith, which I try to uphold.
It was a celebration galore as the entire church was thrown into celebration mood.
Congratulations, Ma, and more grace. Now, Nigeria's past and present leaders gathered in Abuja for a significant event, the book launch of former military president Ibrahim Babangida, also known as IBB. This reunion of sorts brought together influential figures, including captains of industry, for a walk down memory lane. However, the occasion was more than just a nostalgic gathering. It was also a moment of reckoning for IBB, who used the occasion to apologize for a pivotal decision that has remained a contentious issue in Nigeria's political history. Fisayo Ogunfui tells us more.
The presidential election was generally seen to be free, fair, and peaceful. However, there was, in fact, a huge array of electoral malpractices virtually in all the states of the Federation before the actual voting began.
Many have wondered over the events which culminated in that speech. Indeed, the protagonists, MKO Abiola, and the short-lived new tenant, Chief Ernest Shonekon, are no longer with us. The conductor of that symphony has finally dusted the sheets for a long-awaited presentation. Thursday, the 20th of February 2025, would have been just another day in Nigeria. But a name, or shall we say some initials, elevated the date. IBB, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, made an important return to the Federal Capital Territory 32 years after he stepped aside as Nigeria's military president. His autobiography, A Journey in Service, which offers his version of events that extinguished Nigeria's Third Republic and shaped our fourth era of civil rule, was being unveiled. The roll call of attendees read like the credits in a star-studded political movie. Generals discussed Nigeria in general. The table in the center circle projected a cast of a relay team comprising those who have handled Nigeria's baton of leadership and handed it to the next man, willingly or otherwise, across 4 decades which cemented Nigeria's road to destiny.
Shagari rescinded that order, and you, in the end, made sure that, yes, you in the end restored from my rank, restored my honor, etc.
So back is 1952, a good prayer. So ask that Ibrahim is going to be the head of state of this.
I don't have to remind you how much I nagged you in your own interest, in the interest of your offsprings, and for posterity. One thing is absolutely sure. There will be enlightenment, and we will have written record for history and for future reference.
The man at the center of this civil parade wore the discomfort of past military skirmishes with stoic determination. His self-deprecating smile is as disarming as ever, but on this day, his apology for a grave misstep in the past was undiluted.
Of the military administration, I accept full responsibility for all decisions taken under my watch. And June 12 happened under my watch. Mistakes, oversights, and missteps happen in quick succession. But I say in my book, in all matters we acted in the supreme national interest so that Nigeria could survive. Our nation's march to democracy was interrupted, a fact that I deeply regret, but Nigeria survived.
In spite of the casting in stone of June 12 by the Buhari administration, many believe the ghost of the annulment of the 1993 presidential election can only be truly exorcised by the hands on the wheel at that time. Did this remove some weight from the hearts of key members of the struggle for June 12, MKO supporters? One of them now sits at the top table.
The team, the progressive ideas, the joy of being alive today, 32 years after, to give us an account of stewardship, service.
The reviewer, former Vice President Professor Yemi Oshibajo, directed scholars and politicians to key contents in the book, but many will start from the pages tabulating the final figures of the election. On Thursday, one was left with a feeling that a military president has now truly stepped aside as a patriot for the citizens of the nation to collectively move forward.
Thank you so much, Fisayo. We now take our last break. Newsline will be right back. Now, murder is not just the taking of a life, it's the theft of dreams, the silencing of laughter, and shattering of a future. These haunting words echo through the streets of Ilorin, where a senseless tragedy has left a community reeling. Yetunde Lawal, a bright and ambitious 24-year-old, had her life brutally cut short by a man she met on social media. The final year student of the Kwara State College of Education had her future stolen from her in the most horrific way imaginable. The alleged perpetrator, an Islamic cleric, not only took Yetunde's life, but also dismembered her body for suspected spiritual purposes. Now let's hear from Aisha Abubakar Yaya.
4-year-old Yetunde Lawal was full of life, with dreams waiting to be fulfilled. But last Monday, the world of her family was shattered when she vanished without traces. Fearing the worst could have happened, her parents reported her disappearance to the police in Ilorin.
On the 10th of this month, 2025, I discovered that my daughter was missing among the spears. We were having a naming ceremony in our area, and it's a very just few distance to our house. So our mom discovered that she was not among our peer again. So she came home and informed me. Then I called her number. The phone rang, but she couldn't pick. So later I called her number later in the evening, like 6:30. The two phones were switched off.
Fair justice.
I want justice. That is all I want. Government should intervene.
Investigations traced her last phone call to a man named Abdurrahman Muhammad Bello, a resident of Ofa Garage in Ilorin, popularly known to be an Alfa. When questioned, Bello denied any involvement, insisting he knew nothing about Yetunde's whereabouts, but the truth lay hidden within the walls of his home, waiting to be uncovered. A search in his apartment unraveled a chilling horror as Yetunde's phone, her slippers, and 12 other female pairs were found inside. A table, much more of a slaughter slab, stained with blood, stood as a silent witness to an unspeakable crime. He claimed Yetunde had died from an asthma attack after he invited her over. But how does that relate with the dismemberment of her body? The confirmation of this gruesome act came when grieving father recognized his daughter's arms, still wearing the ring she always wore.
The suspect was apprehended and he made very useful statements. He confessed to the crime and admitted that he had disposed of the body as well. You can be rest assured that justice will be served.
Meanwhile, the suspect, Abdurrahman Mohammed Bello, has appeared before a magistrate court where he was ordered to be remanded at the Okekura Correctional Center in Ilori with 4 other suspects who he mentioned during interrogation. It was a tough time for the security men to control crowd and prevented them from lynching the suspect, who himself showed no remorse. The Emir Alhaji Ibrahim Sulu Gambari, the national coordinator of the Muslim Media Watch Group, Alhaji Abdullah Ibrahim, the Director General, National Institute of Legislative and Democratic Studies, Professor Abubakar Sulaiman, and other community leaders issuing press statements to condemn this strange act in the Muslim-dominated community. The Kwara State Governor, Abdurrahman Abdurazak, was also at the residence of the family of the victim to condole with them over the...
This is horrific. Well, it's important you tell just one person where you are going, or better still, share your location. This is for your safety. We'll keep you updated on this case. And on that note, we end News Night tonight. Thank you so much for your time. Remember, the weather is getting hotter. Stay hydrated. Remain patriotic. I'm Elizabeth Omori.